it's me, JV, and welcome to this week's Sub Saturdays. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, I am sick. Seems like I get sick once every year. Usually I get a sore throat. Next day, it's kind of transitioning between sore throat and getting a cold. And then third day, I've got a full-blown cold. My body tends to not get sick, and when it does, it usually moves through it pretty quickly. So I should be fine, but you're probably going to see some recordings where I am definitely, clearly sick coming up. In the olden days of the GV channel, Grohlvana, we used to do a thing where, like, on Sub Saturdays, questions would be asked in the comments section, and if I really liked one, I would answer it in a dedicated Sub Saturdays video. And I want to bring that back because I do want to get the Sub Saturdays rolling again, because it gives me a chance to, relate with you guys better as opposed to just playing a video game. So at this point in time, if you guys have any questions you'd like to hear me answer in a dedicated video, I'm not going to answer multiples. I'm just going to take one that I really like and answer it in a Sub Saturdays. Feel free to leave them below. Also, if you're a patron on Patreon, which you can be just for $1 or more if you want, you can send me direct messages through there, and I'm much more likely to answer those. So let's kick this one off with, what is my favorite Elder Scrolls race? I get that question all the time. A lot of the time when I'm streaming, people don't realize, like on Twitch, I really don't do much of Elder Scrolls or Fallout at all, but I'll get tons of people that'll head over, from the channel, and they'll ask me all sorts of Elder Scrolls or Fallout questions, and I've gotten asked, what's my favorite Elder Scrolls race at least 1,000,000 times. Most of you probably know this already, but as opposed to a famous race, what I like doing is playing as the race that is native to the land of the game. In Morrowind, that would be the Dunmer or the Dark Elves. In Oblivion, that is the Imperials, for Cyrodiil. And then in Skyrim, of course, it's the Nords. So on my first real playthrough, YouTube's kind of different because, I'm gonna make a whole dedicated series if I'm gonna do a Let's Play, whereas if I'm playing casually, usually my first playthrough is going to be the native race. So that's what I always do. That is what I always do. That's what I'm gonna do for Elder Scrolls 6, and God, I hope it's not only High Rock, but also Hammerfell, so I don't have to play as a lame-ass Breton. Leave all your hate below, Breton mains. That's my priority. I don't have a race that I always pick. It's the race that is native to the land. So Elder Scrolls 6 is most likely going to be in High Rock, and a lot of people are thinking that it's going to be, okay, not sure if that's going to come out in the video, but the cat's knocked over the 11th millionth thing. Anyways, I think I was saying that it's looking like Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be in High Rock. I'm just hoping that it's going to involve not only High Rock, but hopefully Hammerfell, or at least something that's other than just High Rock. But if it is only High Rock, you bet your butt I'm going to be playing as a Breton. Now, as far as like specific favorite race, my first ever foray into the Elder Scrolls before I even knew what the Elder Scrolls were was Morrowind. And I remember my first ever character was an Argonian because I looked at the stats and I was like, oh wow, they can breathe underwater and they're immune to disease or poison. I forget because it's been 10 years since I played a Argonian. Whatever they had, it really told me as a kid, like, wow, these guys are really good. And then I kind of played through more and then I realized, oh, this is the Dark Elf homeland, plus the whole entire story of Morrowind revolves around Dunmer and their lore and the Nerevarine and everything like that. So I was like, you know what, let me take all the knowledge that I've had playing through as the Argonian and go back as a Dunmer, as a Dark Elf. So really my first true playthrough of an Elder Scrolls game was as a Dunmer or a Dark Elf. So whenever somebody asks me this question, I usually like to say, I guess it's Dark Elf, I guess it's a Dunmer. I like the look a lot, especially in Skyrim, and I like their looks in pretty much all the games. Although not Oblivion, because everybody looks ugly as sin in Oblivion. But I just like their look. I like the red eyes. I like the whole fire stuff and the ancestor stuff and everything like that. Fire resistance and ancestor powers and things. I like the lore. I love their homeland, even though it's depressing. So I would say that if I had to, gun to my head, choose a favorite race, it would be Dunmer, it would be Dark Elves. But again, priority for me is going with the native race of the land. If the next Elder Scrolls would have been Elsewhere, I would have played as a Khajiit. And it goes for every single, race, even if it's boring as sin like Imperials in Oblivion. So that's my favorite race. I'd be interested to hear what your favorite race is in the description below. And yeah, if you guys have any burning questions you'd want to hear me answer in a dedicated sub Saturdays like this one, feel free to let me know. This is an Elder Scrolls / Fallout based channel, so it could be about that, but it could be about my personal life, not too personal of course. It could be about other games or anything really, anything you'd like to ask. And if I look through the comments and I see one that I'd really like to answer, well, it may just be a video. And like I said, priority is always going to be people on Patreon sending me questions either through Twitter or through Patreon itself. So if you want to go sign up for that, you get some bonuses, and it's only $1, but you don't have to, of course. Anyways, thanks for watching the Sub Saturdays. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Enjoy the next week of videos. There will definitely be some sick stuff happening. And at the time of this video going live, last night I would have played Spider-Man, the new PlayStation 4 game. So if you're interested in that whatsoever, unless I absolutely hated it, which I don't think I will because it's getting really good reviews, we're going to be doing most likely a playthrough of that game. So come over to the stream. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.